Untold Stories of an Urban Explorer by Ordinary. I'm just going to start. I have a few stories to tell. They may sound really fake, but I guess this place is right for such stories. I'm an urban explorer based in Austria, a small country in Europe, and out of the city of Vienna. And I witnessed some weird shit, some call it paranormal, and really tried to find the reason of those things happening, but never found anything. I'm going to tell my first story, but if you want me to tell more, I'd be glad to get some of those off my chest, trust me. There's plenty where that story came from. It all started small in Austria, just visiting a few lost places in Vienna, but most of them are boring. Don't even bother visiting them. The most interesting one was in Lower Austria, a sanatorium. It seemed really spooky compared to the other sites. Satanic rituals, animal hoarding, blood, and ghosts. That stuff I wanted and found. Short history of the sanatorium. It was built in 1904 and then used by the SS in the Second World War. I haven't heard too crazy stuff about the SS there, not like testing people or anything, just used children being born there. I called my friend and we both agreed on going there. We took the train, had no car, so yeah. We arrived at around 2 a.m. looking around. We found no obvious entrance into the building, at least if we didn't want to get seen. But then we discovered a small hole in the fence to the pool that was built later on. We made our way in and took a look around the building. It was used till 2004 and always had new stuff brought into here, so it looked quite modern, had an elevator and a rather modern looking interior. We went to the second floor, finding a room where blood marks came out of. We went towards the door, looking, and saw a total mess inside. There was a bathtub filled with dried blood, and there were bloodstains everywhere. It looked like a crime scene, but really interesting. We took a few photos and went on exploring. And then we found a rather disturbing sight, a series of graffitis in the hallway, leading into a room, and in combination said following thing. Let me tell you a story. It was a girl. She died here. And from the heel was an arrow pointing into an open elevator shaft. Now you think, pussy, huh? What the fuck, dude? But we looked onto the elevator buttons, and we saw a bloody handprint, with the hand sliding into the direction elevator shaft. We both came closer to look at the elevator as we heard a scream, and shortly after that, bang! The scream was rather muffled, but the bang was really loud. Me and my friend jumped backwards and ran downstairs to the elevator, but at ground level the doors were closed, so we ran back up. In the first floor, and thinking of a way to get to ground level, my friend then tossed me a pair of gloves and said, slide down the cable if you want to do it. It was the best way, and I was shorter and lighter than him, so I said yes, climbing onto the cable and sliding down. The glove helped me not to burn my hands, and as I was about 2/3 down, the fucking cable snapped. I fell about 2 meters, or 6 feet for y'all Americans out there. I smashed onto the ground and cut myself on some glass. I bleeded, not too bad, but hurt. But at least I was alive. I yelled that I'm alright and that he better threw my bag down, and then he threw it down saying that I'm a crazy son of a bitch. I took out the flashlight, looking for any hints that something fell down here. Just then realizing I stood on top of the elevator, just missing a hole next to me. I pointed that flashlight into the hole as I heard a voice. It cried for help. I jumped into the elevator. I looked around as I saw a girl lying on her back with a metal pipe for her stomach. She was bleeding heavily and screaming into my face to fucking help her. I told her to calm down as much as possible and to not get up. I jumped back up as my friend came sliding down one of the support cables. I wondered they didn't snap. He told me what's happening down here. I said that she was down there. I took out my eye bag out of my back, jumping back, and he followed and started laughing. I looked into the elevator, nothing, she was gone. I was so confused. I told him she was down here, and then we both saw it. The metal pipe sticking through the elevator and all the blood around it. But no person to be seen. This still haunts me. I wonder if she died on the spot there or bled to death.